How you doing, podcast listeners? Dane and I are out at the 24 Hours in the Old Pueblo here in Tucson, Arizona, at the Old Pueblo mountain bike team tent here. Just listened to the captain's meeting. Yeah. So what's the weirdest thing you've seen so far, Dane?
The tutus, but when they're on guys.
Tutus on guys. Yeah, a lot of that. Looking at a big steel swirl. I think they've been doing this 24 years out here. It's crazy.
Yeah, maybe even more. I can't remember. Again, you always want to talk about time, and then it reminds me how old I am.
Yes, you are old.
Yeah, very old.
Speaking of old, I woke up this morning with like this giant erection, and I'm 48 years old. That isn't a good thing to celebrate. So now you all, maybe it's too much. My wife's going to love the fact that I shared that with you all. But yeah, giant erection this morning. I think maybe it was because I was going to be out here with you.
Oh. Well, any day with an erection is a good day. So cherish those moments, man, because I think they start to get thinned out as you get older.
Yeah, you got to increase the testosterone of us old men. We're kind of dealing with sound here, trying to figure it out as we're outside.
So you know what I see out here is a lot of kids, and I love that. It's becoming more and more of a family event. It's not just a huge party in the desert, but I see a lot of families and families and kids.
Well, it is also a giant party in the desert for sure. As a matter of fact, we were just meeting with, I think by the time we publish this, we'll have published the episode for Catalina Brewing.
Yep.
And they're going to be doing, so it's a Le Mans start. So you want to explain what a Le Mans start is to our listeners?
So everybody parks their bikes at one end of the road, and then they have to go up the road about, maybe 500-600 yards. And then they all start, and they have to run to their bikes, grab their bikes, jump on them, and then ride into the trail. So it's kind of fun. It's exciting. It's a great way to not have people lined up on, pole positions or anything like that. And so every year they get a little bit more and more competition to see who wins that run. That's become its own little thing right now. So.
Yeah, and so the Catalina Brewing guys down I think it's after it's first or second hill.
Yep.
They're going to be down there handing out in their beer sled, their bob.
Yeah, in the beer bob.
Bob.
So in one of our earlier episodes, you'll hear about the beer bobs, and the beer bob will be out there, and they have a table set up with a bunch of beer, and they do beer handoffs as the runners go by, which is awesome. And what's even better is everybody loves it. In fact, if they weren't there, I think everybody would miss it.
Oh, man, that's crazy. One of the things that I do always is count the number of mankinis that I see that are...
Mankini?
Mankini.
What's a mankini?
We don't know what a mankini is?
Don't know. What is a mankini?
Should I tell him? What do you think? Or should we just get him one?
Or you can show me.
Have you seen the movie...
Nobody listening will know what you're talking about.
No, they will.
They do?
Have you seen the movie Borat?
Oh, my God, yes. Now I know what you're talking about. A guy in town who's famous for that, Damian Alexander. I'm sure he'll be out there doing that.
All right, we'll get some videos and post that, or pictures and post that on our site. I'm going to try to set this up here, see if this works better. So we can just get close.
Dude, if we hug, it'll probably work well.
Yeah.
So see, there's a tutu, so 2 tutus just went by, which is
those
awesome.
Those were on women, though, not on men.
I know.
There's kids as well. There's 3 tutus
kids,
over there.
Yeah. So the tutus are famous. Everybody decorates their helmets, which is awesome. We got pivot bikes out here, which is great. So you can check out the new
Pivot.
pivots.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to take my first ride on a Pivot Shuttle SL.
Yes.
This afternoon.
Yeah, we're going to do a ride, kind of Bobcat or Wildcat the course a little bit before the team people come through, and then we're going to do a trail called Painter Boy.
Painter Boy.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of it. What am I in for, man? Is this going to be gnarly?
Yeah, it's pretty backcountry. I heard it got a little love, and it should be better, but we'll see. So
Dane's trying to kill me, so if I end up in the hospital, you guys will know it where it came from.
You're going to love it, because that shuttle is so much fun. It's an e-bike, if you guys didn't know that, and it's probably 36 to 38 pounds, depending on which one.
Oh, wow.
So,
really? It's that light?
Yeah, so they are so much fun. They don't give you full power. They give you less than that. I think it's 60 Newton meters, but it's a pretty awesome bike. So it'll make that ride way more enjoyable. Normally, it's a pretty arduous ride. So
okay, well, we'll see. I'm knocking on wood. But you're going to be riding the full power.
No, I got the same thing. I got an SL.
You got an SL as well. Okay.
In fact, the two bikes are almost identical except for size. Okay. So, yeah. So we've got, I'm looking out, we got Orange Seal is a big sponsor out here. They're out here, so shout out to Orange Seal. And then we're right next to Tasco, and we got stands out here.
Yep,
and then we're in the Old Pueblo booth. Gary is here, and the Old Pueblo crowd is out here. I think they have multiple teams going on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Gary, how many teams do you guys have out here?
I think there's one, and then there's a six-person team.
6-person?
Right.
That east side group, like
the Divas and
the Nobles,
yeah.
Bernie,
Yeah.
and Eric, and
So they have you guys have a couple teams out here? Is that what you're saying?
Just one.
Just one team.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to have a couple Old Pueblo teams.
Not to change the subject, but the Romans are here, and they're walking by right now, which is awesome.
I don't see Caesar, though. Maybe they're looking for him.
And then, oh, wow, actually, there's a Greek goddess that kind of walked by, or at least she is in my eyes. Sorry, Carrie.
Yeah, it is worth coming out here. Just, as we're like watching everyone walk by, it is worth coming out here just to people watch and see like what everyone's wearing, what everyone's riding.
Oh, it's a festival. It's not just a race. It's like if you don't even come out to ride, you have so much to do. There's so many booths. There's food. There's entertainment. They've got music going. Here come the Romans. We're being invaded. Yeah. So right now, so
maybe we can ask the Romans. Romans, where's Caesar?
Where's
So like, if you guys like, say hi, guys.
Hi. 24 hours till Pueblo.
Sounds like they might have already started drinking. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
wait, and then
Wait, this is really bad sun exposure.
Dane's taking a picture with the Romans right now. Yeah. They're all dressed up in Roman gear. Pretty interesting time, for sure. Yeah, more pictures. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting podcast to edit, I think. I'm going to have to spend a lot of time. But, one of the things, I always see the most unusual bikes out here. I think this is the first year that I saw a 36-inch wheel. Have you seen that guy? And he runs disc brakes on both.
That's Keener.
Rotor,
That's Keener, yeah. So he built that stuff. Okay. So he worked at the Mirror Lab. I think he may still be there.
What's Mirror Lab?
The Mirror Lab at the U of A is where they make
Arizona.
The giant mirrors for Hubble and observatories.
Okay.
And so
is he like a mechanical engineer or something like that?
Yeah, and he's a brilliant guy. He's makes instruments. He makes bikes. I've known him for a long time. He custom made the front hub, built it off of a lefty fork, and he's got dual disc brakes on the front. So
there's actually
I just saw somebody.
Kiss me, I'm single speed.
Yeah.
It looks like you might have added some things on there.
This is Steve.
I add this for my wife.
Add that for your wife?
I'm nervous every time I wear this.
Steve was threatening to come photobomb in the booth, and sure enough, dude, your pants are amazing.
We are.
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
You're good.
So hold on, I need a picture.
No,
I
it's
need a
all good.
picture. Let me get a picture.
I told him to wear the blonde wig.
Wear the blonde wig?
No, it
I don't know,
goes
it
better
doesn't
with
go
the
well
black.
with the black.
Yeah.
I think.
Recording
We are.
Yes,
We're
we're recording you right now. We
all
need
good,
a
man.
disclaimer later, so we need a waiver. So
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anyone that has custom decorated their clothes as much as this guy
I used to
has.
do that in grade school.
Yeah,
where you paint your pants.
Have you seen an adult man paint his pants before?
No, I haven't.
That's pretty cool, man.
But yeah, so let's see. Back to the race. We were talking about Keener.
We're talking about 36er.
So he's been pushing that for a long time. He's got a couple, 2 or 3, and now there's I think it's called Dirty Sixer is a brand where you can buy these.
You can
bikes.
actually buy them. Do they use a dual brake on the front or no?
The hardest thing for them is suspension, right? The rear they can make, but the front is hard. Like nobody makes a 36-inch fork, And so I've seen some creative ones. I think Jones Bikes has made a 36er, and they have their
But theirs is probably
Springer
rigid on the front?
Well,
or?
they have a Springer front fork that they make out of titanium.
Just flexes.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay. So it does happen. They're really awkward and huge. Have
you ridden it?
Yeah, I've ridden one.
What's it feel like?
It's just like wagon wheels. It smooths the trail quite a bit, but if you thought that going to a 29er was a little slow to turn. Yeah, these things, you have to kind of send a memo about 2 weeks ahead of time before you want to turn. So, the TPS report definitely needs to be on for that. So,
I know when I switched to 29ers, it was like I finally felt like, as a 6'3" guy, I finally felt like I was on a bike that fit me and not a little kid's bike.
So I was a never 29er at first because I'm shorter, and I thought 26 is fine. These are dumb. They steer awful, and they're slow. And I have evolved, and I realized. But the first thing I identified is that I actually feel like size makes a bigger determinant. So we would have somebody who's like 4 foot nothing come in and want to get a 29er, and I think that doesn't really always do them justice.
So what are you doing? You putting them on 27.5s now, basically?
27.5, or back then 26.
Because they're not. Is anyone even selling 27? Besides low end bikes and like
27? Yeah.
26.
26. No, it's kids' bikes pretty much.
Kids' bikes.
Yeah, or Walmart.
Yeah, I've got a Spawn 26.
Yeah, dirt jumps. Dirt jump bikes. That's like the new standard for dirt jump. So, but when they first came out, I really didn't adopt them. It took me a while to get on board. I love them now. I totally love 27.5 also, but mullet is popular. And back in the day, they had 69er. Trek made a bike called the 69er.
Yes.
There was a 29 in front and 26 in the back.
It had a Maverick fork on the front, right?
Maverick forks.
I think we talked about that in a previous episode.
It was a cool bike. It didn't take off. I think the difference between the two was so far. A lot of people don't know this, but a 27 tube and a 29 tube can kind of interchange pretty well. You can stretch a little bit or stuff it in there.
That's a good little piece of insight.
So when you
can stuff a 29-inch tube into a 27.5.
Yeah.
And you can stretch a 27.5 into a 29.
Yeah. So you can carry one tube now. Back then, you really had to think about two. That had to be an option. So.
Hey, so in the road bikes, they call them 700C.
Yep.
How come we didn't adopt that?
I don't know. There's weird
size, right?
Because you'll see like 650B.
Yeah, that's 27.5.
27.5, but then there's a 650. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. I think it is, or C. 650C, which is a road 650. It's smaller and it's not the same size. And then
do you know what the B and C stand for?
I don't, man. It's some sort of nomenclature that I didn't take the time to learn. But most of it comes from touring and Europe. And so what happens is people fiddle with stuff because they can find stuff available. So the 36ers, believe it or not, started to come around from unicycles. They hit unicycles first.
Oh, okay.
And then as more and more tires and rims became available, they started getting adopted.
So that's why he could build that bike.
Yes.
He said Keener was his name, right?
Yeah.
He could build that bike because he actually, is it just two unicycle tires?
Yeah,
is
so
wheels? Is that
they're getting to where you can find the tires now in a mountain version. I mean, it's still pretty hard and you got to run what you can get, but they're getting enough to where you can actually buy a 36er tire. It's still pretty small market, really small.
I can imagine it'd be really expensive for the mold.
Yep.
So just for the tire company. So it's not like you can custom make a single tire.
Yeah. Right now in the industry, there's a couple companies, big ones, that are trimming down how many tire sizes they offer. So if they had a 235 and a 24, they're getting rid of the 235, and they're kind of slimming them down because it's so expensive to create that many, to stock that many SKUs. And so you'll start to see more and more of that. At the same time, little companies, Pan Racer and a couple Kenda, CST, the smaller companies are still producing some hard to find stuff. So if we have some of the old Schwinn tires are stupid weird. And
really? Like, in what way? Like what would the sizing be that you'd be looking
so
for?
You'll see a shift from fraction. So like 27 by 1 1/4 or whatever.
Okay.
And that is not the same as 27 by 1.25. So even though they're the same mathematically, they're not the same tires.
Wow.
And as mechanics, we figure that out early. But Schwinn has a couple that they have the same fraction, but they don't actually. They're like a Schwinn series tire.
Interesting.
And so we'll have customers that have bought that online.
Yeah.
And they'll come into the shop and they've broken tools or dented the rim trying to get them on, it's not the right tire for that.
So the
Schwinn.
actual diameter of the wheel then is different, right?
And so then there's rim diameters that are a little bit easier for mechanics to start figuring out, and we can start figuring out what the tire is. They've started this has been a while. I mean, 10 years doesn't seem long in your lifespan, but 10 years ago was huge length in time in technology. And they've started to list that rim diameter. So 559, I think, is 26, if I remember correctly. So you'll see April Fool's jokes where they say, you know, the new trend is 559s, you know. And that's just going back to 26 and people messing with other people. So I'm seeing dogs too. So the other thing that I noticed out here is there's dogs. Look at, we got tutus coming. I need some pictures of the tutus.
We need to take some pictures of the tutu girls.
Hold on.
I gotta give them some dirt divas.
Are you guys riding?
Yeah.
Yes? So you're not riding though? Next year?
Here, this is our girl group, Dirt Divas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, check it out.
So Gary's handing out cards for Dirt Divas, which is one of our local ladies clubs that Old Pueblo does. They're amazing. So all inclusive. You can go on the ride if you're a guy. But they really kind of welcome women. They kind of give them a safe place to go to kind of learn, to not feel intimidated. Sometimes, not intentionally, women get intimidated by group rides, and having some sisters there to help them out is a big deal. It really helps them ease into the sport and not have that. You know, there's some inherent misogyny in it that's not on purpose.
It's your fault, man.
It is my fault.
It's pretty much your fault.
Yeah, but
I mean, think about how we started this podcast. How I woke up this morning.
You're right. That does happen. You know, and we're kind of more in your face, and so I think for some people it's kind of intimidating. I don't think in person I intimidate anybody. So I just wanted to say that.
No, I mean the number of people you know is a little bit intimidating. Anytime I go somewhere, I mean I keep going to bike things with you, right? So what the hell was I going to expect? We come here and every 15 feet. I thought I knew a lot are people. No, I don't.
Okay, you want my rabbit hole story?
Yeah.
So my little offshoot story? Okay, I'm on my honeymoon.
Okay. Where are you guys at?
Well, we did the Inside Passage cruise in Alaska, and I got to go to Whistler.
Yep.
So I love my wife, and thank you so much for that. It was amazing.
You went to a Whistler bike park on your honeymoon?
Yep.
And she let you do that?
She let me do that, yeah. It was amazing.
Ladies, listen up.
She actually loved Whistler. It was a great place.
It's a cool town.
The village is amazing. Yep. Yeah, we were watching. Our dog is named Whistler.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay, right on.
So, but in this story, what's important is we're on a cruise ship, and we're doing these. They call them excursions.
Right.
So when you get to a port, you get to go do something.
Was Whistler the excursion?
No. This was separate. And so I can't remember what we're on, but there's one of those excursions. I can't remember the town, but you take a train up to the Yukon.
Right.
And we get to see there's no trees, and it's just glaciers, and it's awesome.
The tree line?
Yeah, and so we're on the train, and I'm wearing a bike hat. And somebody, the conductor, one of the, not the conductor, not the engineer that drives it, but the conductor, they walk around and make sure everybody's doing okay. It's kind of like a flight attendant for a train. And he comes by and he goes, so do you ride? And I go, yeah. Within 5 minutes, we realized we had ridden together and knew each other. And I'm in Alaska, on a train in the middle of the Yukon. And I know this guy, so it's just crazy. But that's the bike community. Oh man, I posted so I got to ask you this. I posted up a comment about a guy's bike.
Yeah.
And I said that bike. It's a bike that we sold. That I just love the color of it. Yeah. One of our customers keeps posting it. James, shout out to James. He's riding a Norco Optic, and it's purple. And I think this bike is just cool looking.
Yeah, you're all about the colors, man.
That bike in particular, I like bikes that you don't see that just aren't a black bike that just blends in. I like something that you can notice, and so I posted up something about check out this bike, and this bike is like when you had a girlfriend that got away, I'm glad it's in a good home or something like that.
Yeah.
Man, my wife, who I love dearly, read me the riot act. She was so mad at that.
Of that post?
Yeah, and so I don't know. To me, I didn't think it was insulting or anything. I was just talking about, and I guess if I think about it, I can see where she took it, but... If
you were sitting there thinking about an ex-girlfriend and that bike reminding you of her.
So what's funny is it really wasn't a girlfriend I was thinking about. I was just trying to think of what it's like.
Yeah.
Which is a lot like the videos on the YouTube, where we ask listeners to go to the YouTube and make a video of what mountain cog is like to you. So everybody
We gotta
who's
get
hearing
Brian
this,
before he leaves.
we want you guys to do that. We want you to go on to record yourself telling us what you think mountain cog is like. So
Yeah.
what's an example of what somebody said?
Yeah, so let's see. Lacey said, well, okay, my cousin first said, I said, what's it like to be on the mountain cog pod? Or you listened to it, and he was like, I'm just waiting for the moment when they're going to start talking about mountain bikes. That's one.
That's a good one.
I think Easy, which is the one that's got the most views, Easy said it's kind of like going on a long ride without chamois cream.
Oh.
You can do it, but it's irritating. I think Lacey said it's like drinking British tea without the milk. It's a little bitter,
There you go.
right? And I think
Hey, Brian.
Brian. Hey, what was it like to be on the Mountain Cog podcast?
So we're doing something where you kind of talk about what it's like to be. We're not looking for a genuine. We want kind of like it's like. Well, so
Make
one
fun of
example.
us.
Yeah, one example is he said it's like going on a long ride without chamois cream. So
What was it like to be on the Mountain
I think I slept through it, actually.
I kind of remember that. Your eyes were half open. Like, do you sleep with your eyes open? Because I know people that do that.
I don't even know. I never looked.
Yeah.
They just kept bringing tacos and beer. It was good.
Yeah, man, it was a privilege. I
Appreciated being part of it, actually.
Yeah, but we want you to say something like it's like. Okay, ready?
Well, I mean, I don't think I ever talked that much for that long. It was you did a really good job keeping the conversation going. It was actually enjoyable.
Like, we're done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was I can't sit still that long or have that kind of conversation usually.
Yeah.
I'm usually thinking about something else the minute after somebody else starts talking.
To be fair, you
But
had
it was
tacos
super good.
delivered and a beer delivered.
Yeah.
A beer and a half, I think, delivered during that. Yeah.
No, and so far nobody's brought me a beer right now.
Oh, well,
So far that's not happened yet.
That's a shame. That I know that there is a bike out here with a keg on it. So if you need some beer, look for the Catalina Brewing Beer Bob because it will have beer.
That was designed and made by Guru Bikes.
Bikes. Are you going to be at the Rock Drop?
I will be at
Yeah.
noon 05.
Noon on
Sunday.
Yeah.
I wait till the noon riders come down.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in their way. and then
Nobody's
go-
going to hear this to come out to the ride or anything because it'll get published later. But every year you go out there.
Yeah. Beer Bob has his own Facebook page, actually.
No way! I gotta get on that. I think I've been on that and I've lost track.
I don't know
so
who made it, but it's there.
That's awesome.
It's great that you don't even know who made it.
It's one of the. There's a dozen different things that occur every year at the 24-hour race, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So you didn't bring the fat bike one out this year?
No, I brought the OG. So the original one that Dane made all out of aluminum bike parts.
Yeah.
It's a work of art. It's impressive to look at.
You got it on an old fetish frame, I saw.
Yeah, got my old. I built that. That was the first bike I ever built. I bought that frame from Phoenix. The company's not there anymore.
Yeah.
For $100, and then I put it all together.
I bought a fetish frame for $100.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And here's kind of a boring thing, but the bike and the beer bob have been sitting on my rack for 5 years, not
Yeah.
touched.
Yep.
And they're all flat. Tires are flat. I aired them up, and they held air.
Nice.
I brought tubes. Didn't need to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was impressed.
That was before tubeless.
Yes, yeah, they're all tubed. They're all tubed. Yeah.
With slime, I'm sure.
I don't even know. Oh, you know what? There is slime, but it's not slime anymore. It's a ball. 'Cause I hear it when I'm rolling. Super fun. Yeah,
All
you guys-
right. Let's see. What else are we going on? What's going on out here? So we're sitting in the Old Pueblo booth watching people going by. I love seeing the bikes.
Yeah, it is super interesting. It's a lot of cross-country oriented, a lot of single speed, a lot of rigid bikes.
Yeah.
A lot of racer folks. That,
Yes.
dirt roadies, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dirt roadies.
So I
That-
said,
that-
It's a good course for that. It's not super technical.
Well, they think it is. That's what's interesting. For us, this is like.
yeah, this. I know a couple guys racing it on gravel bikes this year. So
I
that's
guess you could do this on a gravel.
Yeah.
Well, Hank's doing it on his
on his felt.
His felt little single speed.
That's a 2-speed kickback
yeah,
cruiser.
yeah, he's doing
so
it.
that's pretty cool.
And Hank was related to. He was the original brewer for Catalina Brewing, and
Yep.
he rides that bike out here. So
What is
Yeah.
a kickback? Two-speed
So
kickback
it's
cruiser?
think of a cruiser,
Yeah.
right? But it has a coaster brake.
Yep.
But if you kick the cranks back, it switches gear.
So it's an
So
internal hub or
internal
something?
hub,
Like
and it
roll-off
changes
or something?
gears. So we got some Old Pueblo people showing up. That's awesome.
The Godfather right
The
there.
Godfather, Todd is showing up.
And Mrs. Godfather.
Yeah.
Mrs. Godfather, the godmother.
So, and Ajo Bikes hat, that's Brian.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he's out here, but I'm sure his wife is. She's just a beast on the bike. She's amazing. So
Yeah, he's lost a ton of
He's
weight,
lost
man.
a ton. He's doing awesome. So I talked to him not too long ago. He's a great guy. So we do a lot of suspension work with them, and it's just a great shop.
Do you do the suspension work for those guys?
Yep, yeah.
Did you guys?
So, but one thing I'm noticing is there's this kind of like two types of bikes out here. You have your average bike, sometimes it's the shit bike, like
Yeah,
you bring out the
I
shit bike.
actually built a shit bike
Yeah.
to ride out here.
And then you have like your race bred, like top of the line, $15,000.
Yeah, we're looking at one of those
like
pivots right now.
one of the pivots across the way. I keep.
Is that a Mach 4?
That's a Mach 4 SL. Yeah. So, and that's one of the new ones. That's similar to one of mine.
Hotchkiss. Donuts.
But yeah, you watch these bikes go by, like some top of the line Treks and Scotts and Santa Cruz. It's pretty awesome. And then I saw a guy earlier with he had some sort of like steel bike where he'd welded his own cross brace in there and still had the weld marks, and he's gonna go out and tear it up and probably be faster than some of the people on these $15,000 bikes.
And if you guys haven't talked about it, 24-hour race, if you haven't done it, it's a little bit of everything and a lot of everything else. I coined the phrase. I went to Burning Man a few years ago, and I came back here and I said, "There's 80,000 people at Burning Man, and I had a good time."
Yeah.
But I knew 5 people.
Yeah.
You come here, and it's 5,000 people, and you know 3,000 people.
Yes.
And so I called
Whether
it.
you know them or not.
I call it the Burning Man of bikes, and now Todd uses it all the time on his
Does he?
advertisements.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah. I told him one year. Yeah, I said.
You should be getting a kickback.
I know.
man.
I said this is like the Burning Man of mountain biking events, and this is better.
That is awesome.
You see everything out here.
I love it when I end up saying something and somebody picks it up. Like I feel pretty flattered. Most of the terms that we use in bikes I came up with.
Oh,
So
did you
should
come up with downcountry? Is
Yeah,
that you?
totally. That was me. I came up with that 10 years ago. But it was in reference to full suspension. I actually coined that term. People were
You
calling
developed the
them
first full suspension bike.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. And people were calling them, double boingers, and I'm like, that's dumb. They're full suspension,
Double
and it just took off, So like,
Beer, but they brought donuts.
oh God,
No beer, but there is donuts.
Thank God for donuts, man. I love it. So there's Arik. He's one of the guys on the Old Pueblo team. So they'll be racing. So those guys look like they're getting ready.
He's got a whiskey cup hanging behind
Yes,
his seat there.
that's Ventura. He's on his.
This guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Oh yeah. Hey, we need a picture. We need a picture.
What's RODR?
Yeah, baby. Trail guide.
What's RODR?
No, we don't. You do? Wait. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nice. That's you guys are out here every year, aren't you? So, I see that symbol all the time.
I'm not rubbing
So-
this on you, bro, so
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So, yeah, it's such a huge event. This
we should
rock.
probably explain what we just saw.
Oh, so yeah, I guess there's no video. So we showed a guy within a tank top, crop top,
Yeah,
cut off. It says no trail guides, with his belly showing, and the shortest spandex with like circus tent pattern with pink and black and gray. So
kinda like female boy
yes,
shorts.
I hate to say it, but I kind of think he's a little sexy.
Dude, but
I'm
you
just
know
gonna
what?
say that right now. I'm secure enough to say things like that.
I was just gonna say, like, he didn't, like, I wouldn't be wearing that if I was him. Like, he didn't have like a
know. I
whole
think
lot
he
to
pulled
like
it off.
show off. You know what I'm saying? Not that
there's
that
no
matters.
six-pack, there's a keg, but
He wasn't
but-
talking about the six pack.
No.
I was talking about something.
Oh, okay.
So the big-
So I'm going to tell you right now, Gary. My eyes didn't go there.
Well, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So here's the thing. Guys, so here's don't let him fool you.
I'm just saying I don't assess packages on the regular.
So here's the big question that everybody has been asking me: is what's the over/under on nakedness on the run down the road today?
So
I have.
Max
With the
Morris.
Luchadera.
Max Morris.
Uh-huh.
And I think he puts the thing on so he doesn't get in trouble. I just called him out, but he used to do it. And man, I would have some. So this is when we were doing neutral support, and I would have some angry mothers coming up to me. Like, this is a kids event. And granted, he always does that at night, you know, so he does it at the night ride when kids should be asleep.
So it's not in the first run?
No.
Okay.
No.
I've seen streakers in the first run.
No way.
I have not. I've seen the mankinis, but I've never seen a street.
Lots of banana hammocks, yeah. So, disproportionately more banana hammocks than bikinis.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, they're the hatchet in the helmet. That's awesome. So,
I wonder what that does. So he's got a hatchet kind of glued to his helmet. I wonder what that does to safety.
you know, I don't know, but Tyler, who you've heard on a earlier podcast,
Tyler Vander,
he came around a corner out here, hit a tree with his head, knocked him off the bike, and gave him a concussion.
So
that thing's got like a
Where
tree
the hell
catcher.
did he hit a tree out
on the they call it Junebug Trail.
There's like two trees out there.
No, it was his and hers. His
There's
and
like
hers.
2 trees out there.
I think what happened is he actually came around a corner, hit a mogul,
right?
Went in the air, missed the corner, and then ended up in the tree.
Okay.
So, and that was a big weekend for Tyler.
You gotta really work hard to hit a tree in the desert.
He's good at that. He's pretty good. He hit a tree on a honeybee trail ride, and I think gave himself a concussion. He's had quite a few.
Wow.
So
the guy who hits trees.
Yes, exactly. So that's what's wrong with being tall. You don't run into that?
I don't hit trees.
No? Oh man.
I should say that. I'm knocking on wood. You know what's going to happen. We're
Right.
going to ride today. I'm going to hit a fucking tree.
It's true. I got to tell you, being short is nice. I don't ever have to duck. So. In this booth, we're looking at the expo area. There's lots of vendors, and I don't know if you noticed to the right these huge rocks.
Yeah.
So one year, the team that I used to run called No Brakes Racing, we actually built a jump on those rocks.
Yeah.
And right where that saguaro, it's a metal saguaro made out of bike rims. So if you guys can picture that, it's here every year. There'll be pictures on the internet. Right at that jump, we used to where that saguaro is. We had a bonfire.
You guys jumped over it?
We would jump over the bonfire, and a friend of ours brought a magnesium block out of a Volkswagen.
Yeah, so it'll burn forever.
And it burns, and then they would squirt it. And I guess when you add oxygen to magnesium, it flares while it's on fire.
So they would flare it up as you were jumping through?
Oh, it was awesome.
Did you guys get lots of great pictures?
Big time. We were in a few magazines that year, so that's that rock right there.
Oh, you actually did it during the race?
During the race, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The expo was a little smaller. It was earlier on, and it wasn't nearly as big. And so, but we did it right in front. And then I think a year or two later, we actually did a dirt jump competition out here that another guest won. Yep, Beamish. So, no, not Beamish. Beamish is awesome. No, it was Chris Miracle.
Miracle won.
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
I think he did a front flip or a back flip. I can't remember.
Oh, he's an amazing rider.
Yeah, we had cash prizes, and he won. So.
Oh, wow. So did they have did they build dirt jumps out here then? Or
No.
Just had one
This
jump?
was just us as No Brakes. It was a team that I had started, and we just were into that stuff. So we would come out and do a lap on our downhill bikes,
right?
And just exhibition, just goofing around, much like everybody else. So, and that's kind of what this event is. There's a few people that take it serious. We don't hang out with them. And then
but we're all inclusive, so we appreciate those people too.
There's nothing wrong with that. They just don't tend to listen to the same music that we do.
Yeah.
So, but
what kind of music does a person who takes it seriously listen to?
I don't know. I think they don't
Wham?
listen to music. Oh no,
Wham?
no, I like Wham.
No, not Wham.
No, I want to say maybe
Barry Manilow?
Barry Manilow, maybe.
Michael Bublé?
Oh yeah,
Although,
totally.
Did you
Michael Bublé.
Did you see Michael Bublé at the NHL All-Star game?
No.
So he was one of the celebrity players.
Yeah.
And after the meeting, he's like, my friend gave me some mushrooms. And he told me it was a microdose.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fucking microdose. I thought I was in Blaze of Glory until it weared off. Then I realized I was at the NHL All-Star game. I was like, I wasn't expecting to hear that from Michael Bublé. I guess that guy's hardcore.
You know what? I got more respect for him. So there, Matt Blair just went by. He's Cirrus Visual. They're one of the big sponsors.
Yeah,
he's riding his brand new custom built Rocky Mountain Element from Guru Bikes.
Yeah, right
that is a custom bike.
Those Cirrus guys are cool. A lot of them live out on the east side by us.
Yeah, they do a business builder ride in town where everybody kind of comes out and does networking.
Yeah.
It's I think one Wednesday every month.
Okay.
Oh, look at this Rocky Mountain just pulled up in front of us. It's always
the
nice to
DBO
see those,
suspension.
right? Yeah, that's one of my old bikes. That was the one hanging out in the shop when we did the interview at Catalina
What's the
Brewing.
Skunk Works sticker?
So that is an old custom project that we used to do. Now at Guru Bikes, we're now changing the name to Custom Works. So you'll start to see those stickers show up on these custom bikes that we build.
So anything that you build where you just get the frame and you build it from
whenever
scratch.
we're doing custom bikes, one of the things about biking is, everybody can go out and buy a bike. You can go out and buy a Specialized, you can buy a Trek, you can buy whatever you want, and you can be just like everybody else who bought that bike. But a lot of people come to us for the option of getting a bike that's not only built for them, for how they're going to ride it, but they're actually going to get a bike that's unique and has some personality, and that's one of the things I love to do. And so we're gonna start up our Custom Works any day now. I basically just have to get stickers because we've been doing it since day one.
You can always tell like what bikes you had a big influence on because it comes with DVOs.
So if they're bigger hit bikes,
that's
one of the Metal Guru sticker. Those are super rare. I don't have any more. I'd love to get some more made.
Metal, like rock
yeah.
metal?
So the guy who designed mine, Rob, shout out to Rob. He's awesome. Rob Gibson. He's a graphic designer, and he actually designed the Guru logo.
Right.
Amazing guy, great graphic artist, and so he did our logo. I kind of gave him carte blanche to just do whatever. I said, it needs to identify with bikes, and it just needs to be a logo. And so he came up with it. So he did such a great job. I love the logo. Now he's metal. Oh yeah. So Rob is metal, and so he did a Guru metal version. So I have a shirt and a sweatshirt that have that, and I need to see if I can reach out and get that logo again because it's so cool. So if you're Metallica, and that's a Slayer, so that's a Rocky Mountain Slayer, so it's got the metal Guru.
Look at all the cactus he's got in his tire there.
You can't avoid the cactus, that's for sure. That is something that we see in the shops a lot. When they come out to the 24, we'll get just a rush of customers that come in. They came out on Friday or Thursday and they pre-ride, and they get flats left and right because they came from the Midwest, or people travel from Europe and all over the world. You're just laughing at the huge drink cup holder in the...
Watch your shock lever there.
Yeah, you got that locked out, Okay, I'm just saying, man. Oh, well, then it definitely needs some service. So. That's good. Just send it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Special guest coming in.
Local legend, Jennifer Campbell. Oh, yeah. So if you guys if you haven't heard of Jennifer Campbell, she just showed up in her 80s disco outfit with huge pink lips on her breasts. Are those, I don't know who has who is kissing your breast? That's what I want to know. So, did you? Nice. That's awesome. So, dude, your gloves are off the hook. Those are awesome. She's got the pink, what is it, like Tiffany gloves? Is it Tiffany that did those? Oh, wait. Madonna. Wait, I got to do one. So.
This is fun. Guests just continue to stop by and say hello.
Sorry that I don't do the interwebs things that other boys do.
Have you listened, Jen? Have you listened to the Mountain Podcast?
I just told him I have no idea who he is, but you guys always tell me it's important.
Here, I'm going to give you this.
I just like to ride bicycles.
But all these, all these people.
There's lots of red chicks on there.
Yes.
Lots of red chicks on there.
You know who's in there? My friend from Phoenix has been there on a few times.
Who?
What's his name? He's an ex-cop. Him and his wife both white. Grace, what's his name?
Oh man, you're blowing my mind right now. I don't know.
We gotta find out.
I remember that.
But yeah.
Who else is on there?
Well, you're officially now on there. You will be on it. So when we do this 24 hours podcast, you gotta listen.
I'm kind of a big deal around
you
here.
You are a super big deal?
Nothing legitimate.
For nothing legitimate?
Yeah. We're dropping a new episode Tuesday on Catalina Brewing, so you can catch up on Catalina Brewing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you'll be on the Old Pueblo 24 hours.
Can you post that in your video?
Hell yeah. Are you kidding? I'll tag you. So.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
I'll post my Spot the Guru when
There you go.
again.
I love your outfit.
Looks like she might have fallen.
No, I think
someone slapped her butt.
Yeah, that's probably just a handprint. So that's what I mean. I like this event because of this. Everybody gets dressed up. It's a festival. It's again,
bikes and
taking
beer.
it serious, that's fine. There's nothing wrong. One of the guys at the shop, Bryant, he's often on a team. He's stupid fast.
Yeah.
He's super old. He's like probably 170. But
was he in there the other day when we were fixing my bike?
yes, I think so. Bryant's tall.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure because he was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to come out here.
I think I came in Wednesday.
So he's the guy that I tell you that keeps the shop clean, sets a great standard. He's a great guy. He's super fast. Oh, Ben Chandler's walking by. So Bryant is usually on a fast team because Bryant's recreation is to sit in his pain cave and ride his trainer for 4 hours. And
that's what he does for recreation.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard of this thing, Sufferfest.
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
So he will reminisce with you on stuff like that. So he does Sufferfest like crazy.
I've definitely done the Sufferfest.
Yeah.
Preparing for this race back in the day.
Yeah, and so he is super fast. So guys from out of town will recruit him to be on their team, and they'll often do top 5 finishes.
But there's plenty of pros. I mean, I've seen Happy out here.
Absolutely. Lance has been out here. Tinker used to make it a regular.
Tinker was out here every year at the beginning.
I know. I kind of missed Tinker. That was always fun. And then
he just switched teams or he left Trek or something. Or
Cannondale.
fired?
So Cannondale,
right.
yeah. That was a little depressing for us in the industry. So Tinker has been a supporter and a sponsored athlete at Cannondale for decades.
Literally, like 20 or 30 years. Probably.
Yeah, easily. And I think he's been racing for 50. Like, I think I just saw him do a
Isn't he
interview.
from Jamaica or?
I'm not. I think he's from California. I think he's from LA, but I'm not 100%.
Yeah,
I've met his mom.
He was from one of the islands.
I've met his mom, and she's amazing. She's usually out at the races, and I've done some work on his bike out here to help keep him going.
Yeah.
But I was depressed because Cannondale let him go, probably for bean counter reasons, and I have no doubt that they were just thinning the fat. But
like everybody is right now.
Yeah,
we've talked about that.
But because it's changed hands a few times, I think the people making that decision really don't have that history and don't respect the history that he spent with Cannondale. And it was pretty depressing to hear that this guy has put decades in with them, and they couldn't throw him like a PR job or do it in a nicer way. I think I think that was a little depressing for me because some of these people, I mean, you don't get rich doing this. Nobody's making money. Even the top athletes are getting jobs after they stop racing and can't. It's not like a movie star does one movie and could be set for life. It's literally something that
many of them are working in the off season.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
They're
absolutely.
not making much money.
Well, and most mid-level pros don't get paid. They do it for fun. They maybe get free gear or maybe get
the whole privateer thing, right?
So it was kind of a little depressing. There's other oldies like Hans Ray, who works for GT still. There's a lot. Ned Overen's got a shop. If I remember, I could be getting this wrong if he still has the shop in Durango. But those guys, Lee Donovan, like these are OG, old school, been doing it forever. I think Missy just got in trouble.
Missy Giove?
Yeah, this year for doing something, probably just selling pot or something, which I have no issues with.
I can't imagine that she was doing that.
Yeah, like Miles Rockwell has got a ranch. John Tomac's got a ranch, and his son is huge.
His son is a motorcycle
Yeah,
racer.
huge,
My wife and boy just saw him race up in at the Supercross in Phoenix.
Yeah, so like this misconception that if you race bikes that you're making millions is definitely off. So Tinker is somebody who I really have a lot of respect for because that guy just rides. He just wants to ride, and he's super awesome. Super identifiable as a marketing person. His dreadlocks and his look were so identifiable. It was a huge asset, and he really did a lot for them.
So we talked about a couple things I want to double click on. First, you talked about OGs.
Yes.
And I just watched this series on Max that's got Jason Momoa.
Oh, yeah.
He's building a bunch of old things, like old bikes. Like
I
bikes
saw the
from
motorcycle.
36.
Yeah.
And I was totally inspired.
Didn't he have an e-bike?
He had Specialized make
like a stretch e-bike. Chopper.
It was a special type of bike that they raced in the 20s, I think.
Oh.
Where they raced up these 50-degree wood circle tracks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And you essentially crash. You're like,
kind of like track.
Yeah.
So
like a track race.
Yeah.
But on a motorcycle. But he had Specialized make him an e-bike.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But but now I'm totally inspired, and so I went back and I was looking at the old clunkers. and I want to go find an old Schwinn DX.
Yeah, so
and rebuild one.
Willie at the shop, he's got an Excelsior. He's got a couple, and they're pretty cool. He's got old Breezer, so he's got some really cool ones. So just kind of keeping an eye out, knowing what you can get away with.
There's one on Marketplace right now for $300.
I just do it, man.
Yeah, I gotta look. There's a considerable amount of rust.
I will tell you, the rust isn't as big of a worry, but there's this thing called the skip tooth. And so you do need to watch out a little bit getting skip tooth parts. So on the front chainring, it'll skip a tooth. So there'll be these big wide gaps. So they're easy to identify. So those are a little challenging to work on.
But that's part of what I want.
Yes.
It's like like the
it's
harder,
like,
the
it's
more
like an old
obscure.
classic car.
Yeah.
You know, we want the bike.
I want it to be a challenge.
I've got a couple old downhill bikes I want to hang up and things like that. Nothing that old, you know.
So the question is, if you get a 40s bike, do you strip it and refinish it?
No.
Or do you keep it all rusted and rat-rotted, but just make it mechanically sound?
So Willie's a great. So he has one that's all mechanically sound but original.
Yep.
And then he has one that's kind of like a mod. You know, we call them resto mods in cars. And so a resto mod is kind of where you modernize it a little bit. Yeah. So like his Breezer is a resto mod. He kept the finish the same. It's got blemishes and stuff, but he put nicer V brakes on it. He built some custom wheels out of some classic stuff, but it's modern, more modern than the bike is. And so resto mods are cool too, especially if you're going to ride them. But if it just depends on what you're going to do with it. Like if it's a fun thing, just do it however you want.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be like if you're trying to do period correct, man, the forums for period correct are insane. I just reconnected with a friend of mine that I worked with at Supergo and Fairwheel, Mark, and he opened a shop in Colorado, and he just
where's the shop at in Colorado?
I can't remember. We just reconnected, so we were on a suspension fork retro page, and I saw his name, and I'm like, I think that's him. And I Facebook stalked him, and I was like, yeah, that's him. And so I messaged him, and so we're now trading pictures of vintage bikes.
What is the retro fork forum? Like, what the hell are you guys on to talk about?
So the one that I saw him comment on was pre 97.
Okay.
And so like there's certain eras that are just where you don't. So I like the pre 97 because those are really really old forks.
Yeah.
And then there's some of the old RockShox ones where they're kind of like it's like.
So was it Marzocchi, Manitou?
Yeah.
RockShox?
So I haven't seen too many Marzoccchis on that pre 97. There's a lot of the Manitous. And so we're starting to find parts to bring those back. I have a couple of those on my vintage bikes, and I'd like to make them rideable because I'd like to put on a vintage race in town where we have people show up and maybe do a point system. I think that would be awesome. So hit us up on our Facebook page if you're interested in that.
Yeah, vintage raids in Tucson.
Yeah, vintage raids in Tucson.
What would the parameters be? Like, what would the rules be? What year bike would you have to have?
So I came up with a little format which was kind of based on what equipment. So for instance, if it has disc brakes, it doesn't get extra points. If it has canties, canty brakes, it gets points. If it's
so you just shave off time for like
maybe and then during the race you get a certain amount of points for winning. So if you show up on a modern bike and just kill it, you'll get points, but those won't overcome the points if you show up on a 26-inch with canties, full rigid. Now Steve Kamei, who's out here and just photobombed us, he showed up and kind of cheated because he showed up on a full rigid 26 Surly with coaster brakes. So it was a modern bike. It just had a lot of old stuff on it because that's how Surly is. And so he kind of cheated a little bit. So I think we should have a date,
like
on there.
Pre-1995 or something.
Yeah. And if it's a full suspension, you get less than if it's a front, and the fronts get less than if it's a rigid.
So if you start this, you know what's going to happen. There's going to be a million people in your shop wanting you to find something.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a can of worms for sure. Getting the parts are so hard. And then, you can put thousands and thousands of dollars into these bikes,
old parts,
and then go to sell it, and somebody will offer you $300.
And that's probably the market value.
Yes,
of it.
yeah. It's vintage is what it's worth to you.
Yes,
and that's always how it is.
Yeah, that's the same thing I was thinking with that Schwinn DX. If I do get a 1940 Schwinn DX, I'm gonna have to know that any money I put into it, I'm not getting back out of it. Right? That's
I restored my '60s JC Higgins.
Okay.
And did a bunch of custom copper plating on it.
Right.
It ended up pretty cool. It's hanging in the shop now. I rode it for a long time. It's a 3-speed. Just a townie. It was a cheap department store bike. J.C. Higgins was out of Sears. And it's so cool, though, because my last name is Higgins.
Yeah.
And so it has Higgins in the crank,
Is it
in the
hanging
chain
in the
ring.
shop?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to take a picture.
Yeah,
it's
I'll see which one it is.
There's all kinds of badges that say J.C. Higgins. And so when your name is literally on the bike, so my son is going to have a blast because his name is Turner.
Yeah.
And Turner is one of the Expo people. They're right down.
Yep.
They got some Thai bikes out here. So, Spider-Man just walked by.
Punk rock
Spider-Man.
Punk rock Spider-Man.
So that's cool. I have kids, and so we watched one of the latest Spider-Man multiverse movies,
Yeah.
and that is a character.
Punk rock
So
Spider-Man.
yeah, so that
that's
guy
actually modeled after a real character.
That
in the
is,
movie.
yeah, it's a pretty
This
good
is
character
like-
too.
This
So.
is like totally.
More tutus. I have not seen a tutu on a guy yet. So,
Well, hey, there's always that.
like,
There's a hobby horse.
There's a hobby dinosaur.
Oh, hobby dinosaur.
Hobby
That's even better.
dinosaur,
I've
yeah.
never seen a hobby dinosaur,
which is
before.
awesome. What time? Because we're gonna go to the.
It's 11:30, so we should probably.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start wrapping this up.
We'll wrap it up. Maybe add a little content here or
Yeah.
there. But good conversation. We'll see what comes of this podcast, and I think we're gonna.
Oh, we got. Wait, I gotta get a picture.
Punk rock Spider-Man.
Nice. Let me get Josh in there. There we go. That's awesome. So
Punk rock Spider-Man.
All right. I love the outfit, man.
All right. Well, we're gonna sign off. Good chatting with you guys, and yeah.
Thanks
everyone
to
says
Old
bye.
Pueblo
Thanks to
for
Old
letting
Pueblo
us
for
use
letting
your
us use your booth to record. Good to be here, and
Awesome.
yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah, we'll talk to y'all later. Cheers.
Oh my God, that's so much fun, dude. I'm so glad I get to do this with you.
Hey, what's up? This is Josh from the Mountain Cog Podcast. You got questions, comments, or feedback? Well, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. You can send it to mountaincog@gmail.com. Digging the show? There's a couple things you could do to help us out. First, you could tell your friends about Mountain Cog. And also, it would be great if you'd give us a good rating and review over at Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen. We appreciate y'all. Go ride. Keep the rubber side down.